Welcome back to Colorful Voices of Sisterhood. We have missed you since the last time we saw you, but we are back. And believe it or not, ladies, this is our last episode of season 3.
Wow.
Comes quick. Can you believe that?
Mm-hmm.
We've been around for 3 seasons.
Three seasons. That's awesome.
But thank you for joining us today. We got a hot topic, obviously, is the wildflower fires out in LA.
Mm-hmm.
Devastating.
Yes.
It is.
Oh my gosh. And a lot of them don't got insurance.
Or the insurance has dropped them.
Yeah, it has dropped them.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sad that you've been in your home for all your life and these flames have come and just kind of wipe you out. They have lost everything. Everything. And to see them on TV talking about it, it just touches my heart with it. It was saying, I was listening at something, it's more than 150,000 are under evacuation.
Wow.
Mm.
And the total keeps growing with death.
Oh, yeah.
They say 100. How many people it was 100?
Last I heard it was 18 last I heard. So I don't know how much it's up to now. But it's sad. It really is. And when you think of there was one case where the fire, it jumps houses.
Mm-hmm.
Everything around the house would be burnt, but the house would be intact. So one neighbor could keep their house and the other neighbor won't. It's just crazy how fire jumps and moves.
Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know whether they said it was set. I think they're still investigating on how it started. Did y'all hear anything about how it started?
There was a guy that already said that he started it, but they don't know if that was the same fire that jumped to be 2 different ones. So I know they're still investigating it.
But usually California, they have that, right? The fire, a few years ago too, they had that.
Yeah, they get a lot of fires, especially when the Santa Ana winds come. I don't know if you guys lived out in California or not, but those are no joke, and then when those are blowing, a small fire just spark up, and if they got the dry conditions that they've had, with the droughts and stuff, it really makes it for a bad combination.
Yeah, I saw a video and it's pretty windy that time too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You see where the helicopters have the water trying to drop the water from the sky, but it looks like it ain't doing anything.
It's just a really big area. And I know they've got firefighters from all over there to help them too.
Yeah. Well, it's like you never know where the disaster is, and I'm pretty sure with that
how it's going to affect you.
Yeah. Well, so this person, they did it purposely to cause?
No. It wasn't done intentionally.
Okay.
So it was a fire that they started that it looked like it got out of control.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So it wasn't like he did start it, but not to start a fire to burn down LA.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But that's why it's really important when you're out there, even burning leaves, for example. Fortunate for me, I live out in the county, so I can burn my leaves out there. But you really got to check on the weather conditions, just to make sure the winds aren't too, coming up, or the ground's not dry, because one little spark could just set a whole community on fire.
Especially if it's dry. Sometimes when I see, and I think it may be illegal for people to flick their cigarettes out the window. It drives me nuts when I see that. I really want to I need a number where I can just call and say, they flick that cigarette out the window here. I want to follow them because it could start a fire.
It could. But not only that, that's so disrespectful.
It is.
If you're the one who chose to smoke, use your ashtray in your car.
Yes.
We don't need to be.
What about
especially when you're driving in the evening? You can just say the flicker.
You can see it.
Just throw one again.
Right.
Especially if you're driving, you have children in the back trying to pass that car, they just,
Or worse, what you just flick it out and the car next to you's got their window down.
Right.
And you flick it in their car. It's just very inconsiderate. Very inconsiderate to do that. So if you do that, shame on you. Shame on you.
Like that.
Stop it.
Stop it. But I think in the county, you can burn trees and leaves. But in the city, you can't.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, even now, I think do you have to get a burning permit?
Not where I live.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm in a county too.
I better check now. I better check to make sure I'm in compliance.
We have burn boroughs where we burn a lot of stuff in the borough, but we're very cautious of when the weather is, you know, and everything, because any little bit of thing can help.
Oh, yeah.
Because out there, it must be a drought. In
California. It is.
It is. Because it's nice weather there. It's not like...
Well, and they haven't gotten a lot of rain either.
Yeah.
So
we're praying for rain for them. Rain. But as I was looking at, it says as of Sunday evening, at least 16 people had died in the fires.
Wow.
At least 16, but that number is still going up.
But did you read though that I think a lot of people who lives there are really angry to the governor too, because I think they have that memorandum of understanding that they're supposed to clear the forest 500,000 acres, and they only did 100,000 per year.
But I think that's where it's kind of hard, because if you're in a drought, I don't think I would like take the chance of intentionally trying to do a controlled burn during a drought, because like I said, it could just go up and get out of control very easily. So I guess, you know, that's why we pay leaders what we pay them, to make sure they make those right decisions.
Definitely got to hold them accountable.
But definitely you have to control that undergrowth. So that's why you got to do those controlled burns. I think here in our area, they do a good job at doing those controlled burns, especially on the military base. They do a really good job on that. But if you don't do that controlled burn, all that undergrowth could readily catch up during a drought, and some afflicts a cigarette. Everything could go up in flames.
And then I think fire hydrants has to be real close, so many feet from a house.
Yes.
But I noticed in some subdivisions, there is no fire hydrant. My daughter moved into an area, and I'm like, where's your fire hydrant? So if something happened, there's not one there. I'm like, so who forgot that?
That really helps determine your insurance, too, on how close a fire department is to your house.
You know, I think also that they said that there's a few fire hydrant that doesn't work. We should check those, like maybe twice a year. Because sometimes it gets hardened inside.
I think every 6 months or every year you have to replace or change it. Yeah.
I don't know about the hydrants on how often they need to check them, but that'd be interesting to know. So if you're a firefighter out there, how often do you check fire hydrants that are in neighborhoods?
And who do they report if there's not a fire hydrant close to them?
Yeah.
Who they need to report that to? Because I know they're building these houses up fast, and I just happened to look, and I was like, there's no fire hydrants by there. If
it might be like the local fire department, probably the closest one, to let them know, because then they probably have an answer on why there's not one there.
Yeah.
I don't know. But good question.
Yeah. That's something to look into.
But hats off to the firemen and the firefighters.
Yes.
Oh my God.
They did a great job. They did their best.
They give their life as well.
They are working day and night. But Raquel, you said something about the insurance. Drives me nuts. You pay all this money for the insurance, and then when it's time to need, you know, because I have asked my insurance people, why are you fighting me? I done paid you the money.
Yeah.
So now, when our roof was happening on the house, we had to fight. And I wound up having to pay out of my pocket, even though I paid all this insurance money in yearly. And the first time I get ready to use it, we got issues. How do they drop these people? I mean, what's the insurance commissioner doing?
Well, I think with the insurances, because I had to look this up because I just couldn't believe that they had people with houses without. But if the insurance feels the risk is too high, then they can make the price so high a person can't pay.
Yeah, that's true.
And there's a lot of celebrities lives there too, and they lost their humongous 20 million, 15 million. Kutcher's house and
life.
Yeah.
So it was saying the insurance loss from this week fire may exceed $20 billion. And total economic loss could reach $50 billion. And I think I heard them saying something about FEMA coming in.
I was wondering if FEMA is going to cover that. Because obviously FEMA, you know, if there's a disaster, obviously insurance first, then FEMA could come in. So I wonder if FEMA is just going to pick up the cost on that, or how's that going to look? If so, FEMA's only got a small budget like every other federal department. You know, how's that going to look with this one being What they do? They just passed the budget. Do they even pass the budget
I don't
yet?
think they passed it. If they did, I don't remember hearing, but I don't think they passed the budget yet.
So they really got to think on now where's all the money coming from to help cover the cost of this disaster.
Right.
Ooh, a lot
Because
going on.
FEMA was having a hard time even when the storm came for the mountains.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff. So
and they're still up there. FEMA's still up there.
Usually you don't get the amount of what you have lost.
Oh, no.
30 million, you're probably getting 10 million.
If you get that.
If you get that.
Yeah. But now we're talking whole homes.
Yes,
but now what makes it different, though, now that I'm thinking about that, is if there's no insurance, how do they assess the value of that house?
Yeah.
Interesting.
How do they rebuild?
Yeah. Or how do they determine what the cost is? I mean, obviously, if we'll use Kutcher, for example, you know, he lives in a $20 million mansion.
Yeah.
How do they even factor what his replacement value would be?
With everything else and the car.
I mean, because everything is destroyed. Cars.
Yeah.
Everything going in the inside. Everything is gone, wiped, clean.
Yeah. Take videos of what you got in your house, everybody. Make
Videos
sure you have
and record them serial numbers and stuff. You definitely need that.
Yeah.
Because we never know.
You never know. You don't.
Who thought that a mudslide would happen in the mountains?
Oh, I know.
So we never know where the disaster
because of a hurricane. What kind of hurricane is going to hit in the middle of a state?
Right.
Yeah.
So things are happening.
You never know.
Yeah.
Life and the wind scary sometimes.
Well, you know,
it's life sometimes is scary. Really.
Sometimes when you read the word and you think
work hard to live to, you know, and then anything can change. Anything can be taken away from you.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah. And I know the Bible said that he won't be a flood, it'll be fire next time. I'm like, okay, is this the part?
It's the time. It's the time
of it. Oh my goodness.
It's the time. He's speaking about biblically, and they waiting for Jesus to come with horse and all that. I'm like, some people, they would be in the street. Where is Jesus? I don't care about the fire. I'm still waiting for Jesus to come. So
getting burned up.
Oh my!
It's really sad. And then I think there was a young gentleman on the news, and he was looking for his sister.
Oh no!
And
were they in the same house? Oh, they found her.
She was dead.
Oh no!
She's dead.
She was dead.
Oh,
that was so sad. Oh, it broke my heart.
But a lot of it, you know, when you think about a fire and it comes through so fast, I mean, if it comes in and takes that oxygen from you, and all you're doing is breathing in those smoke fumes, you won't last long at all.
No. But that's what happened in Paulinsville, North Carolina. You know, there was a house fire, and it started with electrical. Do not be plugging your heaters up in those electrical sockets. Overheated.
Oh no!
Had oxygen in the house. House blew up. One person, you know, passed away, unfortunately. But that is so that's, I mean, their whole life is gone. Just like that. Whole life is gone. That is heart goes out
preventable. You know what I mean? Something that's preventable is really hard to take.
But then you don't know when a person's situation, like they just trying to stay warm.
Yeah.
And then this happens, you know? So that's why I always say there's such needs out in the community. Some we know and some we don't know, especially when it comes to our elderly, our disabled people, the people that, you know, have handicap stuff. We need to know, like, what is out there that we can help. Call 211, find out what's out there for help with people, because that was heartbreaking. Their whole life is gone.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah, everything. When they were evacuated, there's some area. It was a nursing home, and I watched the news. They were thinking like nursing home. It was middle of the night. Gosh, like they have in the morning that nursing home is gone.
But they're able to get everybody out. Oh, that's
some of them, they were sleeping with the pajama. I was like, my heart, Then
when you think about them, that's all they left with.
That's all they take. Some of them just they have the blanket.
You just have enough to grab one thing and head out.
And you can't even
have something that, you know, important documents that we can just grab. I was telling that to Cheryl. We should, you know, copy all this.
Definitely need to copy it and save it. But they have some fireproof stuff that's supposed to be, but I don't know how
fireproof box. But I don't know. Can they survive like a fire that's going through LA right now? I don't know. I don't know what's the temperature. Yeah.
Yeah. That's something else.
Wow. Well, our prayers are out there to everybody that is suffering right now with the LA fires, and prayers up for the firefighters out there that are taking care of those communities and doing their best to get the fire under control.
Yes.
Yeah. So our hearts out to you guys. Our topic for today is gender equality. Yay!
Yay! We love this.
We got 4 women here talking about gender equality. We might have to pull Lamar in and get the man's point of view.
Yes. Lamar, get
Lamar's
your chair.
like, no, leave me out of it. Yeah. So to me, this is, we're in 2025. And I can't believe this is still a topic of discussion.
Just amazes me as well.
But then when you think about the whole world, I was reading about the UN, it's their top 5 priorities still.
Wow.
Women equality.
Even though they broke so many barriers.
Mm-hmm. So many.
Here we go still.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, when you think about it, women in the United States, anyway, just got our right to vote just over 100 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Not long ago.
And then there's countries right now that the women can't even vote.
Right.
Still.
And that's what makes me upset when it comes to voting, that women don't get out and vote.
I know.
Because if you get out and vote, your whole household will vote.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They don't understand.
Yeah.
We are the
lead.
Yes.
Women.
Yes. I know. I took my 2 because my 2 were just old enough to vote on this last president election. And we grabbed me and Johnny grabbed the book, took them down and showed them how to do it. And and that's a proud moment for me because I'm like, gosh, you get a vote where I know my ancestors didn't have that opportunity. Right. So I definitely, every moment I can vote, I vote.
You know what take me off is that when a person keep on talking, and then you ask her, did you vote? No. Oh, then shut up.
Say it louder. Say it louder.
She's like, she's whispering. Agnes, why you whispering? Say it out loud so they can have you.
No, actually, this is pretty.
You might forget you have that.
But you're right.
I was actually cooking today and I put it on, what do you call that? That sound. Forget.
But same Filipino, I will understand you, Agnes.
No, I can't even remember the name. Hold on, it's on my phone.
Oh, okay.
Also, you were listening to Colorful Voices?
Yeah.
Or something? Okay.
Bluetooth. Oh my gosh, that's loud.
We just all happen to be over 30. Just to let y'all know, we happen to be over 30. Sometimes we have season moments where we got to look at what we got to say. So we're just all over 30.
So I guess what I was talking about, ladies,
just barely over 30.
Okay, so let me repeat
I thought we passed 40.
So let me repeat then. What picked me up is when a person keeps on talking about this negative about this person, but then when you ask them, have you voted? Then when they say no, they're like, hey, shut up.
Yes.
Go somewhere and sit down.
You're right. If you didn't get out and vote, you shouldn't be complaining about
what you get
in. Who's in and what you're going to get. Because everybody's got the opportunity to vote.
That's right.
As soon as you turn 18,
I've been told that because someone asked me, I said, do you vote? I said, no, then don't say anything. That was a few years ago. No, it's true. Like just whatever you get, that's what you're gonna get.
Yeah. Go ahead, Diana.
Okay. So gender equality means that people's right, opportunity, and responsibilities shouldn't be based on their gender. In a gender equal society, women and men should be pretty much treated equally. What's your thoughts?
That they are treated equally?
They should be. They should be. But they're not.
But I think one thing that jumps out to me is the pay difference.
Oh, yeah.
To me, women are still underpaid, even if they're holding the same position as a male counterpart. And to me, I don't think that's equal or fair in that aspect. Especially, I'm not going to say a woman's got to work twice as hard to get there, but there's always more obstacles in the way for a female to get to a high position. Whether it's the peers not wanting her to succeed, or a company's policy not designed to have a woman.
Or they disrespect them when they do get into the position. Just was talking with a young lady doing our Christmas parade. She got promoted.
Oh, good.
And she was having a hard time with her colleagues respecting her in the position now that she had, position that she earned. She was military. And I was saying, no, you set the bar, you set the boundaries on how you want to be treated.
That's right.
No matter how upset they got. So I guess there was only mostly males in that department. But I said, still stand your ground.
You got to stand your ground.
Stand your ground.
Because of pride.
That's right. And I could definitely speak on that just because even now, you know, when I came in, only 6% of the Marine Corps were females. That number hasn't changed. It's still a small percentage.
Wow.
So when you're talking about a male-dominated society and you're a female coming up into it, it's tough. That's why I'm saying you got to work twice as hard. And there's, when I was coming up in the military, there was no just average female Marine. You could be 70% of the male Marines are average. You got your stellar performers, and you got those on the tail end that, you know, surprised they made it in, right? But the females, we don't have that luxury. You're either up here or you're down here. You know, so that's why you got to work twice as hard so you're always over here. And I think that's why, not that the people that I served with were like that. It's just that's how it was designed. You know, when I first joined the Marine Corps, the females only had to run 1.5 miles. I think I mentioned this on the show before. We only had to run 1.5 miles, and the males had to run 3 miles. Well, I got heckled by my peers because I only ran 1.5 miles, but it wasn't my choosing.
Right.
It was the leadership's design set us up so that we weren't equal to begin with. And that was very hard. It's not that I couldn't run 3 miles. I'd rather run 3 miles. But sometimes a company, I think they think they're helping out a specific, what do you call that? I don't want to say gender, but a specific group, and thinking they're helping them, but in reality, they're not. They're making it just that much harder for them. So if everybody's on an equal playing field, then you can better judge an individual on that. Luckily, you know, we are now equal. We do run the 3 miles like the males. But it was really hard if our standards weren't the same as their standards.
Don't try to limit us. I mean, we can do more as women. Women power here. I mean, give it to us. We can show it to you.
Yeah. And that's what it is. Just everybody wants that opportunity. And, you know, it's just like, I'll even bring up the Black Marines, you know, because Montfort Point is, you know, this is home to Montfort Point where we're at, where they were segregated and they weren't put into a lot of positions just because of the color of their skin. But we overcame that. And now, you know, race-wise, it's equal. But now we got to the part where now the women just became equal in the Marine Corps. We just got rid of the segregated boot camp last October.
Wow.
You know, and this is 2024 when this happened. So the Marine Corps finally desegregated its boot camp. Well, not desegregated, I guess the males and female can now train together, where before they were separate. And I think to me, that's a significant step in the right direction, because now they start together, they train together. Vice, they're training separate, and then they're forced to come together. So I think that was a good move on the Marine Corps part.
So sometimes in combat, you don't even know nobody's strength because you're forced separate to do the training.
So then they don't trust you.
Yeah. And you don't trust them.
And you don't trust them.
You know?
So this is like just repeating culturally. I mean, woman and man. I mean, the concept like, okay, you woman, you cannot do what men can do. And, you know, when you've been taught for such a long time, just men thinks the same. And woman too. Oh, he's man. I cannot do what men do. Like, it's how you put your mind.
Yeah. And I think, you know, and there are people out there that, you know, there's obviously stuff that there's no way I could do, but I don't think that should limit, the opportunity to have that person try.
opportunity.
And that's right. Have the door open for that. You know, let them, those who want to, let them, you know, if they make it, great, you know, but have the door open for them to have that opportunity.
Yeah.
Let me lead into something when you said that. So when we started to deal with the transgender, what's your thoughts on that and dealing with equality? Because now, me personally think that they're going to outrun them or they're going to outswim them in some stuff because they're transgender. Where do you think that fits in at?
Yeah. To me, I think that's difficult. I think if, because there are some men, for example, I know I could outrun. You know, there's some men that I'm sure I'm stronger than, you know, but then there's a lot more that can outrun me and are stronger than me. So, but I think if you're talking at a competitive level, you know, if you're talking like Olympics or, you know, that type of stuff, I really think they need to get policies and measures in place to address that.
Yes.
But I think if they are, when do they start doing the transformation? Are they still in high school now, or is it waited till they're after high school? I don't know, because in high school it might be different, but there's girl wrestlers that wrestle against guys because their school's so small. You know what I mean? And that's fine. So I think at like a high school, I think it's fine because it's not competitive where I don't want to say that because it's still competitive, but it's not, what's the word I want to use?
It's not a choice.
No, you don't need it to sustain your life, you know. So if you're an Olympic athlete, that's your life. That's your livelihood. That's what you're living off of.
Competing.
Yeah. So you don't want to have your livelihood diminished by going up against somebody that has an advantage right off the bat.
Yeah.
So I guess that's my take on it.
Okay. That's good.
What about you guys?
Yeah, I can agree with you.
Me too.
Yeah.
So mostly we're looking at that, just the equality in the workplace, in society, in the community, and everything is what we just be treated fair with pay.
Yeah, especially the pay.
The pay is something else. Share the responsibility in the homes.
Yes.
We do in our household.
Yeah, we do in my house.
We do in our household.
Definitely. And like I mentioned this before, but Native Americans are a matriarch society. You know, I remember when the Europeans or the colonists came over, they were surprised at how the women had the equal setting at a table as the Native men that they met. So they're really taken back by that. Obviously, I think times have a little changed. So I think our Native culture is still trying to get back to where we need to be to make sure we're balanced in our world. But I think with the colonizations, when that came over, it really kind of changed the structure to really force that, the male dominance in the household.
So you guys were like everybody equal.
Everybody was equal. Yep. Everybody had their own roles all the way down to our clans. So for example, I'll use, my tribe. So we got different clans. Each clan is responsible for a different part of the tribe to work together.
Yeah.
So if your job was to hunt, that's what you did. If your job was to make sure everything's packed up and rolled and ready to move forward and move with the hunt, that's what you did. Everybody had their jobs to do. So it was equal. So if somebody didn't pull their weight on it, the whole tribe will fail. So you have to do your part.
I believe that too. I think it should be like that. Like it's a lot of marriage. That's what they have. Like I am the man of the house. I am the woman of the house. Like if you know everybody what they're supposed to do, that's it. It does not have to bother. Like I am the this, that. You know what I'm saying? That is the ego. That is when people fight. And like, if men say I am the man, and woman, she knows who she married to. You don't have to say, I am the man. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you don't have to pronounce who you are. We already know. So if everybody just played the part that it's supposed to play, it would be simple. But people, they just want to take a credit. They want to charge and...
women really important.
Oh, they are.
We birthed the
We make
Savior.
the world go round.
We birthed the Savior, y'all. Come on.
We have important work
Yes.
to do
Yes.
while we are here on earth.
We're
We
meant to be
really
strong.
keep a lot of balance in everything. And, I think we have an intuition that I know men folk don't have.
Yeah.
We have an intuition of stuff, period, that God gave
Before it
us.
happens, we already know.
We already know.
Exactly.
We already know.
We're men, they say, I am the strong. Tell them, go give birth to the... You can't have baby for 9 months.
You want to have a 9 days.
Oh, you want to be equal? Then go carry the baby. Here, let me give it to you. See what's gonna happen. I swear. I swear. See how that baby's gonna come out. Which way?
Yeah. I just think we are equipped to carry a lot more.
We are
equipped to carry the pains of our children. We are equipped
Family,
to carry. Yeah.
ourselves,
Yeah, and I hope they
and
really
still be able
see,
to
carry
keep
the
it going.
hardships of the husband.
what we do, how we do it. It doesn't matter if we are at home. It doesn't matter if we are at work.
Right.
Because we can do a lot.
Oh yeah.
So, have you guys ever heard the movie? And this a movie that just came out. Tyler Perry did. It's called The 688.
Oh, I've seen that.
You have to watch this movie.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
You have to watch this movie.
I cried.
It's women that came together and they didn't think that there was a job that women can do, and they were military and they trained, and she trained these women. Every time I see how she had them marching,
Kerry Washington.
oh my gosh, she's just
awesome.
amazing.
Yeah, she did a
Her
good job.
leadership was amazing.
Talking about perseverance and being patient.
Yeah.
They had a
But for
3-year
them to
backlog.
give her, for
A
them,
male.
gave her a failing mission is what they
Yes.
did. That, what they say, 6 other
6 months,
people.
and then
could do-
she finished it for 3
But
months.
she did it.
Oh my gosh.
So that is a show that everybody needs to watch.
Oh yeah.
I cried.
Yes.
I really cried.
To see the strength, to see the determination, to see how she pulled one another on. Come on, It was
But
just
to find their strengths.
Yes.
Each of them had their strength that they
Oh,
brought
It was
to
good.
it.
Yes.
Yes.
They all have
especially
their
when it
own
was in the
talent.
mail room.
Yeah.
You know this, it clicked.
Yeah.
One is
The
just
best
amazing.
movie I've ever seen. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it was great. It was a fabulous
really
movie.
good.
And it really took me back to when I was in. So, I mean, it was right on the money.
Yes.
Right on
Yes.
the money. But yes, definitely go see that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That leadership is
Very
powerful.
powerful.
Which we have, a lot of leadership around here that, there's some powerful leaders, around in this area.
They are. And then, when you think about the world, how many strong leaders are in the world? Because obviously, the United States still hasn't had a top female leader in the United States yet. But when you look at the Philippines, they've had one. Down South America, they've had them. So they really...
Even
Indonesia
has one.
Indonesia, she's president. Indonesia,
Yeah.
female.
Yeah. So they're, I really admire those countries that put their faith in the
woman.
female, the woman to lead their country.
So I'm gonna ask another question. Gender equality. Men folk do a lot of different talking. When women get to be leaders, there's conversations that a woman may not like. What's your thoughts? The conversation, the language, the profanity, the jokes, the sexual jokes that men normally do.
The one woman she do, she's not classic, right? That's what you say.
But when we do it, or when a woman do it,
she's
like, what? You are
a woman. How you say something like that, right?
Yeah.
You should have some class. So, yeah.
You was in leadership.
I was
How did you handle it?
positions like that. I got that personality that I could kind of work with somebody, but I have that humor that I could just tell a joke just as good as they can tell a joke. So I definitely had that going for me. But you're right. There's people that if it comes across as mean or harming or demeaning, then I definitely step up and say something. And you got to have that courage to stand up and say something, whether you're in the store, you're on the bus, you're at the office, you got to have the courage to stand up and say something, especially if you notice someone that's not feeling comfortable. And it doesn't necessarily mean the female's not feeling comfortable. Right. I was in a male dominant. There's males that don't feel comfortable with conversations like that. So, as a leader, you really have to say something. You got to say something, make sure it's clear that it's not tolerated.
If it continues.
But if it continues, oh gosh, you got to be stern and hard. Trust me, people don't like it when a woman is angry.
They don't.
It don't matter how old the man is. They don't like an angry woman. And if you have to get angry, they're going to stop and listen. They really are. And sometimes you have to. I don't want to keep referring back to the military. I hate that I keep doing that, but it's just a good example that, if I had 1,200 Marines under me when we were in, Afghanistan. That's a whole lot of lives to be responsible for. And they aged from 18 all the way up until in their 40s. So that's a wide range of men. And tell you what, men cry just as hard as women cry. Men laugh just as hard as women laugh. If somebody gets injured, they bleed the same color.
That's right.
So I think it's just very important that if you are a leader in any organization and you have an issue that comes up with a man versus a woman type thing, you have to be the one to set that example. You have to be the one that makes sure your organization is straight and fair and just for everybody that's involved in that organization.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think any leader would have to stand up and say something and nip it in the bud.
Do you think that females would not say anything? Do you think that if they was in a position, they would be scared to say anything, to speak up for what their rights was? Or feel like, I don't want to start no controversy?
I think there are probably women like that. There's men like that too, I've seen.
Sometimes they better just stay quiet and just give it to themselves. But it's very, very important for us to share that, to be the voice.
Yeah. And I think a lot of times that you're not always going to have the response that you would hope for. But as long as, I'm going to put this out there, as long as I sleep at night knowing I did the right thing every day, that's what's important.
Exactly.
If I have to ruffle feathers or, get a whole company of Marines mad at me because I said something that they didn't like, so be it. I'm going to bed with a clear conscience.
Yes.
And I think everybody should do that.
Yeah.
And it's hard. It's hard to step up and say something. If you're the only one saying it, it's hard. It really is. But at the end, I've known at the end they respect you more for it.
Yeah, when you speak when you stand by what you believe.
And you feel good about it too, because you said something.
So do you think that, because I noticed that a lot of companies, Walmart, different places are getting away from the DEI policy. Do you think having something in writing helped for people to be able to stand up for what they believed in, or for the leaders to go to bat for them or go to battle for them?
I don't think a policy does that. I think an organization needs to make sure they have the right leaders in place, because you could tell which person is going to do the right thing, and those who don't.
Yeah, even though when you have them sign something, do not do it, they're not going to listen. Just like the harassment memorandum in the late 90s. I think it went around at work, in the office. You have to sign, make sure. But they don't follow it.
Right. Well, I noticed a lot of companies, I'm hearing the retracting that policy, the diversity, equity, and inclusion package.
Yeah. I'm sad that they are, because I think that's important. I think to have a diverse organization that's equal and I just think it just makes for a healthy organization. So it's sad to hear that some of them would get away from it, but it doesn't prevent you from still doing what you need to do to make sure it's right for everybody.
Yeah. So how as women we don't have equal like with men for transgender that feel like now they woman is worse for them? How they been treated like as okay,
that's where it comes from. That's where that courage comes from. If there's a child and, say there's a child that since the age of 3, he really felt like he should have been the girl sitting next to him in the class. So you got to think of this child's been fighting it their whole life. Mm-hmm. Finally, they get the courage to say, I'm going to be a woman. Mm-hmm. And then once they do that move, to have the courage to do that in itself, it is a milestone to celebrate. Mm-hmm. But that person's going to get so much pushback from everybody.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that makes everybody more work, like harder for them because now.
But for them to have their mental and their sanity, they need to do that. And us around them should be helping them and encouraging them for stepping up and being who they want to be.
I mean, I am 100% agreement with you. I believe like people have right to be whomever they want to be, right? I truly like, that's what makes you happy. That's what is going to make you happy. I don't want to be responsible for you to feel any kind of way if that's who you choose to be. But people have issues when they come to the bathroom. How you guys feel about that? Like,
well, my bathroom at home, men and women use the same bathroom.
That's true. When you're at home.
If I'm at a restaurant,
you got to follow the signs.
Yeah. But I mean, if there's a line at the woman one, I went in the man one before.
I would do the same. I would do the same.
Johnny check, is anybody in there? I got to go. To me, that's just a label on the door.
Because there are people that they don't feel like, okay, if I have daughter, they see men now she feel like a woman. They don't feel comfortable going to where the children are. You see what I'm saying? I'm kind of like, okay, if like you give right,
but people, that's a good example. Yeah, because I'm gonna do an example. So when, for example, I took my son. He's 33 now, but when he was 4, I took him. This stands out to me because I was so terrified. Took him to an Aladdin on Ice skating show. And the women's line was out the door as usual during intermission, but there was no line in the male one. So I let him go in there by himself. But then I got so worried about what was going to happen to him in there by himself that I went in there. I just hollered in there and said, hey, I'm coming in. My son's in there. And I went in. I put my hand, because there was people along the urinals and my son was in the bathroom in the stall one. So I was like, Michael, what are you doing? He goes, oh, I'm done. He comes running out, washes his hands and stuff. But to me, he went in the right bathroom. But I was still terrified as a mother that I sent my 4-year-old into the male bathroom by himself.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, this is why I believe people, they have right to be whomever they want. So since it's public, if you have your house, like you say, if people, you invite them, you don't have separate bathroom for men. Everybody goes because that's inside your house. Now it's public, it's safety, and they are religious people. Let's face it, the reality, some religious people, they don't believe in that. You should be straight. If you've been created this way, you're supposed to be like that. But people make choice, right? I agree to what people make choice as long it's not affect me and my family. So when they come to public, now they have bathroom. They are parents, like you say, they concern. This is why I believe they should have for everyone, since this is legal in public. For transgender, they should have their own bathroom because they have to consider everybody. You're terrified as a mother, if especially you come from a religious family. You don't believe in that, right? But at the same time, you're scared for your children. What I'm trying to say is they should respect everybody's wishes.
So you think the family bathroom wouldn't be for like everybody? You know how to have the family one there now?
That's good.
You're saying female, male, transgender.
I mean, that is what they want to do. Like you say, they are.
So if you're saying a male is now a female, so this female now gets to use the female's bathroom. You're saying they shouldn't. They should use the male.
Like you say, example, like how you terrify. Well, I'm saying I don't have issues with that, but at the same time, I have daughter. She will not feel comfortable with that. I do not want to put my daughter in that position she have to terrify. So it's going to mentally affect her too. And what I'm trying to say is everybody have right.
That one there is probably a conversation you need to have with your daughter then.
No, it's not.
If she don't feel comfortable.
It's not what I'm saying. Like, not if it's public. If it's public.
It's a public bathroom.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, if public. If family bathroom is great. Well, not every bathroom has family bathroom.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I put it out there. I'm good with having one bathroom and whoever needs to go to the bathroom, go use the bathroom.
I just want to clean up behind itself because don't be using the bathroom all over the.
Yeah, just pick up after yourself.
So I
believe that there should just be 2 bathrooms, one male and one female.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you are born female, go.
But they're not.
What about
they're not transgender. We have to respect. They feel like they're woman now. You see, you're saying like this is for men
and
women,
like
but they're not.
Now, then here you go, female bathroom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Drop your comments in the line because I want to hear what you guys say about that one. Because you're right. But what if, you're a woman who now is a man,
exactly.
and the man goes, or now as a man, you're going to the male bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
So would your son be comfortable in that scenario?
No, I'm just like, I'm giving the picture.
No, I'm just
I'm just giving like the picture how, listen, the reality is religious people, period. People believe in God by biblical stuff. They don't believe in that. I personally, whatever you want to be it. It's nothing to do with me. I'm serious. Wherever you choose to be, it makes you happy, go for it.
Mm-hmm.
You see, I don't have problem with that. But we had discussion, I don't know, it was last week, about the bathroom. Mm-hmm. It's not debate actually in the bathroom that they should have for them. So that's why I'm trying to bring the conversation, how people, you don't want to at the same time affect other people because you want to be certain way. You know what I'm saying? We have to be mindful. Like the way you want to be happy and this is who you are. Some people, that's how they want to live their life. Mm-hmm. And we have to be mindful how people, they want to live their life. So where can we come together, say, okay, for these people, they should have this. For these people, they should have that.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's why I guess I'm trying to understand you, Fatia, because now she's a woman. Mm-hmm. Well, now she's a woman and
now she's a man.
Oh no, he's now a woman and she's now a man. Mm-hmm. So as a man who's going into the male one, as the woman who's going into the woman one.
Mm-hmm. So how you feel about that, Lamar? Would you go the same? No, I will go. I will go. If she's female, I will go.
To tell you the truth, I wouldn't even know.
Yeah. If you feel like a woman, go to the woman's bathroom.
So if he is now a woman going into the woman's bathroom, I would not know that used to be a man.
Yeah. How would you know?
How would you know that?
But let me just say something because we're talking about,
This is big thing now. You gotta go watch the debate. It's big thing now.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get your opinion. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. I personally, I will not mind. I'm going to go to bathroom and close my bathroom. Mm-hmm. But they are, again, you guys are like, let's face the reality. It's religious people, they don't like that. They don't believe in that. It's a big thing right now. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. But as a religious person, you should not be judging. You're not being judging.
But let me tell you something. I just want to point out something that if a person is thinking to have a sex change, please think it over again, because I have friends in the Philippines that they know somebody who have this sex change.
Yeah.
And guess what? They wish that they didn't do it.
Really?
Yeah. Because sometimes they feel like a woman, they want to become a man, but then when they get that finally,
you know what, Agnes, with that, so, people they have to find out for themselves,
Yeah.
So people they have to find out for themselves. There are people that suicide for that too, because they felt like nobody accept them. Nobody say you go to hell here and after. I'm like, to me, don't make it hell when they're here. I don't know when I get there. But if people, you are a grown person, and you want to make some choices, let them make choices and find out.
But then later on, they find out.
But then you got some people that are born with both party farms.
Yes, they did. I know someone like that.
I do got a cousin like that.
Yeah, I have someone like that.
Sometimes choices are made for them that they didn't have choice.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot to it.
Back then, the hospital made the choice for them. Mm-hmm.
And then maybe as they grow up, that's not what they want to be. Once they can't find like what's going on with me.
But still, we have to treat everybody respectfully, equally, regardless what people. This is what I would say. Let me restate what I say. To me, we should accept people for who they are, but not their behavior. What I mean by that, because now I accept you who you are. It does not mean you have to run over me and do things that you're supposed to affect in everybody. You see what I'm saying? Like, accept people for who they are, don't accept their behavior. If you want to be gay, bisexual, by whatever makes you happy, do that and respect other people also what they believe.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
So you're just pretty much saying we just need to love like we're supposed to. We just need to love.
Yes, that's right.
And be there because we really don't know a person's story.
Yes.
You don't know what they're going through. And I'm a firm believer. The Bible said, let the wheat and terry grow together. He'll do the separation. That's up to the Lord. My job is to love you right where you are.
That's right.
And that's what I'm going to do. Try to love people right where they are.
Yeah, because we tell people we're going to go hell. What about if we're the one in hell?
I'm judging them.
What about we're the one in the hell saying, save me? Hey, you remember what I tell you? You're going to hell? I'm the one in hell right now.
That's one thing I don't do, judge people.
You know, I just try to be mindful. Because we all got a lot that we deal with. We don't know what people dealing with. It.
Everybody's got
going
story.
through some stuff.
Yeah.
But will the real people stand up and try to love people, you know, and be honest. If they want to see it, I'll show you the word, but I'm still going to love you where it is. Okay, that's it.
That's right, Diana.
But this right here, y'all please drop the comments in. I would love to hear comments based on this right here. It's an amazing topic in reference to this right here. But before we go, there's one other thing that I want to read. Women are nearly half of the United States labor force and contribute significantly both to their family's economic security. Yet, women, particularly women, Black women, Hispanic, Native Hawaiian, Native American, Pacific Island, and Sub-Saharan Asian women are not paid compared to men.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah. And, you know, I was reading that same stat where it went into over 60% of the master's degrees are women. Women. Yeah. But you're right. And they're not getting paid what they need to be getting paid.
Yes.
Women are go-getter.
Yes.
Yes.
And it says in
especially minority women.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
But that's all you do is to work hard, work smart, do what you do, try to work honest. You know, that's what me growing up was told. Look, work whether somebody's looking at you or not, because you never know who's looking at you. So in 2023, Black women lost $42.7 billion and Hispanic women lost $53.3 billion in wages compared to white men. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. And do you know what's I mean, that really tells the story when you look at how many of them were probably single parents raising children, and they're the ones who needed the money to bring their kids out of poverty.
Yes.
Yeah.
They needed it. And they cannot make it on based on a minimum wage. But the housing, the way the housing is here. So there's a lot of work we got to do, y'all.
Yes, we're going to keep pushing.
Keep pushing.
And we're going to push next time men to have babies so we can just keep
they really are.
We're going to let them have babies.
At a time, I just want to mention, why do you think men have breasts?
They
at some point, they had to have breastfed, right? At some point in our I don't know.
I said they drunk too much milk.
There are a lot of them. No, listen, we're gonna fast so men they can start giving birth to babies.
You're gonna not be that.
Yeah. I'm gonna fast so they can. Now you for that.
So we thank you guys for watching our show. Again, we're ending season 3. We thank you so much for your support, for your love. Just remember to like and share. And I can't read that.
And we have our Colorful Voices Gala coming up. The Queen's Ball Gala is going to be March 8th, and we got some amazing nominees.
Amazing. Yes.
Follow us on our Facebook page, YouTube.
We love you.
We love you. Love you. Love you.
We'll see y'all.
See you next season.
All right, Agnes. We're out.
Woman in power.
Yes.